Tom Davis together with Steve Melewski from MASNsports.com, who covers the minors like a blanket, to say the least. Let's talk a little bit about Norfolk and what you're looking for there at Norfolk this year with Christian Walker.
Well, Tom, opening day in the minors was last night, so that's an exciting time for fans that like to follow the farm, and we wanted to highlight some things to look at each of the four full-season Oriole affiliates. And at Norfolk, I think, obviously, Christian Walker. How's he going to do this year? How's he going to do playing left field? We know he's going to be playing left field every night for the Norfolk Tides. And don't forget this guy. He was the 2014 Player of the Year in the Oriole minor leagues. And you know what? He kind of let everybody know this year at spring training there's still some pop in that bat. He had a big second half last season. He had 13 homers and 206 at-bats. And if he can play a capable left field, Tom, it really will help his resume. It might help him get to Baltimore sooner. But it's a crowded outfield at Norfolk. Look at that, 6 guys, and obviously only 4 can play each night with the designated hitter. Walker's going to start in left. Alvarez is going to start in right. Xavier Avery started in center last night. LJ Hose is starting there tonight. Urrutia DH'd, and Marte, he had a good spring. So it's really a crowded outfield. It'll be interesting to see, Tom, how the Orioles and manager Ron Johnson there use the playing time, who's getting the most reps, and who's trying to advance their way to Baltimore. And a lot of those outfielders and Bowie didn't move up because of kind of a crowded outfield situation at AAA.
So AAA Norfolk, from that to AA Bowie. What are you looking at Bowie?
Some exciting things at Bowie, and the Orioles' reigning Player of the Year begins the year at AA. This was a little surprise. Some people thought Trey Mancini would move to AAA, but Brian Graham, director of player development, said, you know, we just have a lot of assets at the top 2 levels. We want to use all our players. They had a chat with Trey Mancini. He's fine with it. But, I mean, the guy had a great year last year at AA. He's probably ready for AAA. And I think the Orioles will not keep Trey Mancini at AA very long. But he's playing first base right now for Bowie. Another thing to highlight there is the 6-man rotation. And you look, all 6 of those guys, Joe Gunkel, David Hess, Parker Bridwell, Ariel Miranda, Chris Lee, and Jason Garcia, they're all pretty good arms. I think this is the most prospect-laden rotation in the Oriole organization right now at AA. They're going to go with a 6-man to start, and they just added a pitcher, Jason Aquino, a left-hander they acquired from the Cardinals yesterday. He is going to go into that rotation. It won't become a 7-man. I do think one of the current 6 is potentially going to move up to AAA Norfolk. So some good arms to watch there in the rotation, Tom, at Bowie.
So from Bowie to Frederick. Now, what are you looking at Frederick?
Some really talented kids at Frederick, and here's the top 2, I mean, really to watch. Tanner Scott, the left-handed reliever, he's just 21 years old. He made his Carolina League debut last night, and Buck Showalter remarked on it today. 2 innings, 6 up and out on 16 pitches, 13 strikes. And that's important, Tom, because this kid can touch 100. The Orioles really think he could be on a fast track. Maybe he gets to AA later this year. And Tanner Scott did real well at the Arizona Fall League. An exciting kid to watch. And so, too, is Jomar Reyes. By the way, at 19 years old, he is the youngest player in the Carolina League, playing third base every night at Frederick. That's exciting to have a kid from the Dominican that the Orioles have kind of nurtured since they signed him start every night at Frederick. He'll have some struggles there, Tom. Even Manny Machado did when he went from Delmarva to Frederick. That's a big jump when you're a young kid, 1 or 2 years, you know, away from amateur ball. But Jomar has big power, and it'll be real exciting to see how he handles the Carolina League.
Let's head to the Eastern Shore now and stop at Salisbury.
Some exciting young kids on that team in Delmarva. They won their opener last night 4-0 in Hagerstown, so they were pretty excited about that. But this kid right here, Ryan Mountcastle, he's playing shortstop every night for the Shorebirds. Last night, in his first game in the South Atlantic League, he hit a 2-run bomb to center, and he crushed it in Hagerstown. He was the 36th overall pick in the draft last year. Really, they really like his bat, Tom. He's got above-average bat speed. He can get to a premium fastball, and he really put a jolt into that ball in the 9th inning last night in Hagerstown. Another guy to watch there is the Orioles' top draft pick last year, DJ Stewart. He's the 25th pick overall in the draft last year. Left-handed hitter out of Florida State. Now, he struggled last year. He hit just .218 in Aberdeen, but they've made some adjustments to his stance that he's all on board with. He had a very low crouch, Tom. They've upright, you know, he's a little more up in his stance, a little more upright, help him get to the fastball a little better, a little less wear and tear on the legs when you're batting so so low in that crouch. And DJ Stewart's a great makeup kid. He's going to play left field every day for the Shorebirds. So Delmarva's got an exciting team. The top 2 draft picks last year are playing this year at Purdue Stadium.
Great job covering the Miners. Remember, MASNsports.com, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. You can read Steve Melewski and check out the latest on the Orioles.